Hello everyone, this is Dr. Jay Mehta. I am an obstetrician and a gynecologist who has been in practice for the last 3 years. Today we'll be talking about breastfeeding, which is an extremely vital topic for the new mothers of today's generation. And this topic is going to give you a brief overview on what are the advantages and what could be the potential things which you should remember when you are breastfeeding your baby. Breastfeeding is one of the most important topics which women in the current day must realize and women in the current day must adhere to. According to the World Health Organization or WHO, breastfeeding exclusively to a newborn baby for 6 months is recommended. In fact, WHO even recommends additional breastfeeding along with complementary feeds till almost 18 months to 2 years after the child is born, which itself indicates and shows the vitality and the importance of breastfeeding to a newborn baby. A commonly perceived question by most of the mothers is that they do not want to breastfeed, they want to do artificial feeding as breastfeeding might not be beneficial to them. It takes away a lot of their time and it might spoil their cosmetic appearance. However, what is important to realize is that breastfeeding is one of the best ways to lose weight post-pregnancy. It is important to know that when a mother is breastfeeding her child, a lot of fat deposition which has occurred during the pregnancy gets mobilized and gets thrown out of the mother in the form of breast milk, and this fat gets eventually lateralized and passed on to this newborn baby. Apart from this, newborn baby is also completely and only dependent on the breast milk for a lot of vitamins, for a lot of minerals, immunoglobulins and protection against bacteria and viruses, which only a breast milk can provide at this stage of the child. It's important to know that you might not start producing the amount of breast milk which you need to produce in the first 2 or 3 days following your delivery. It usually takes approximately 2 to 4 days post-delivery for a mother to start producing enough breast milk to support her baby. It is also very important to clear off certain myths about breastfeeding. It's believed that for the first 1 to 2 days, or especially the first milk which is passed out by the mother, should not be fed to the baby. However, it's actually the exact opposite. It's the first milk which contains the most important immunoglobulins and the proteins which are needed for the protection of the baby. And it is vital to pass out this breast milk to your baby at least. As soon as the baby is born, your first milk should be given to your child. Apart from this, a commonly asked question is, how do I know if my baby is full? It's very easy. If your baby is crying, that's the only way in which your baby can currently communicate with you. It's routinely crying for feeds or when it is hungry. In a common dictum, we normally tell our pregnant patients who've delivered to feed their baby every 2 to 4 hours, especially during the day and at least 1 or 2 times in the night. That much amount of feeding should be sufficient, and most of the times, once the baby is full, the baby itself stops sucking or either goes off to sleep. That should be an indication that her stomach is full. As far as the recommendations are concerned, breastfeeding is allowed even in mothers who are having a seropositivity, that is an HIV positive status or an HBV positive status. In all these conditions and where breastfeeding is allowed to the baby. That itself shows how vital is breastfeeding in our country. This is a very country specific objective which has been taken up by the governments, and you must consult your pediatrician or your gynecologist should you feel that you've had an infection, just to find out if this infection would be passed on and the dire consequences of the same to your baby. It's pretty obvious that a couple which has just welcomed a child is bound to have plenty of questions as well as anxiety in their mind regarding breastfeedings or the further health of their child. It's vital to remember that in such situations it is always better to consult your professional gynecologist or your pediatrician to at least seek clarity regarding these topics.